What's going on, guys? So this commentary is being recorded after my initial 30-minute gameplay. That had a problem rendering. And it was not only that it was my first attempt, but it was my second attempt. Only to find out that there was a problem. The first one, my mic was mispositioned, and every time I exhaled, it was like a little hurricane. And now with this attempt, I find out that there was a problem rendering, and for one, I noticed something was wrong when Sony Vegas would not accept my gameplay, or would not accept the MP4 file, which Sony Vegas usually has no problems with. MP4 is a very simple file format to work with, and quite standard in modern video editing. So I find out that Sony Vegas doesn't want to work with that, so then I checked it in my Game Capture HD, which is the software you use to capture gameplay, and noticed that there is, like, I can't describe it. The video just, I mean, it looks all choppy and like, it's hard to describe. It's like, imagine if you found like a tape in like a horror movie. Wow, nice nade. If you found a tape in like a horror movie and then put it into like an old TV and played it like that and it looked all like spooky, that's what I had to put up with. So that's not gonna get uploadable because obviously, for one, my video editing software refuses to believe that that is a video that I'm trying to enter. And I just have my fingers crossed that this gameplay doesn't turn out bad either, because I really want to show off that new intro that I just made that you guys hopefully saw. And that's pretty much it. So this is sort of a bit of an announcement that, although I really want to do Let's Plays, I may not be able to in the near future, because at first I have to figure out what the heck my damn Elgato keeps doing. It has no problems with shorter videos, but it seems like every now and then I get a not short video with the problem, or longer ones keep having issues, like what we've seen here. The first one, it was totally my fault. Second attempt, again, was the gameplay. And now this is the third attempt. Hopefully everything turns out fine, but it is a shorter gameplay and it's not a Let's Play. I did one attempt before and had problems recording after I hit end, finish recording. For those of you that don't know, once you finish recording, you hit stop recording, or you hit the stop. Well, that you hit the record button again and it stops recording, and then it takes a second to process what you just recorded, and then it gives you a video file, which is the MP4. Well, homeboy Tapwort did that, and it just give me a message and told me that what's the game thing, that Elgato stopped working, and that stopped working. So knowing Windows, you can choose to wait for it to respond, which, I mean, the second coming of Jesus will happen by the time that actually works out. Or you can just close the program and send a report of the issue, which, yeah, right. It's up to them to fix their own damn software. And then you end up where I am. So I will get into contact with Elgato, let them know my problem, and see if they can help me out at all. But I think most likely I'm going to get some cookie-cutter responses. So that's one complaint if you guys are considering an Elgato and just happen to be watching this commentary, which in the title will probably not even mention the Elgato. Maybe I'll put that in the title. And again, with all these things, I don't know if it's my computer or if it's actually the software I'm using, but the software is the easiest thing to blame, and I've never really had problems with my computer before, so, but whatever. We will, we will endure. We are Halfward YouTube channel, and we've dealt with these issues before. No, we haven't, but we've just dealt with issues before, so that's almost the same thing, vis-a-vis, but it is kind of disappointing to put so much effort into something and spend at this point an hour trying to get something to work and just having it fail. But such is life. Live and learn. And I'll definitely look into this, and hopefully I can actually get to making content that I want to make, and not just, you know, have to sit around praying every time I hit record that it turns out right. So I decided that I would obviously use the Star Wars gameplay because my intro is Star Wars related, so it only makes sense to be using something that, you know, has to do with Star Wars. And yeah, if you guys want some more gameplay of this, I will certainly. I have no problem just recording it in bits because it is a fun game. It still holds up even though it's about 10 years old now. It was released in 2005 on the original Xbox. But that's all I really have to say. This is a live commentary in case you didn't notice, which would be kind of hard because I mentioned Nice Nade. I don't watch my gameplays when I do commentaries. Like, I just hit record and talk, and that's why if I need more gameplay, you end up having 2 gameplays in one video. Or if I end up talking and not even using up my whole gameplay, that's why sometimes you'll see like the second half of the game. But it is kind of irritating. If anyone here has an Elgato and might know what the problem is, let me know, absolutely. I am recording in 60 FPS no matter what, so that could be a problem, but this game doesn't feel like it runs at 30 FPS. I mean, it could. I'm not an FPS expert, and according to some people, your eye can't see over 30 FPS or 25 or whatever anyway, so, you know, it might just totally be my wrongdoing. But Elgato automatically, everything gets recorded in 1080p if it's capable. So, like, for example, the 360, it outputs in 1080p, so everything on there gets recorded in 1080p. But then my Xbox 360 gameplay, it gets automatically recorded at 720p 60 FPS. But I don't feel like that could be the problem, because if you record 720p and 1080, all you're going to do is have some black bars. And if you record something at 30 FPS or 25 or 10 with, I could get out of this, with 60, then you're just going to end up having repeated frames, which doesn't matter. You're just looking at the same frame a few times. So, yeah. This is the part where I keep repeating myself and get more and more flustered, even though the solution is not going to be found just like this. But it is a major pain to have to put up with technical difficulties like this, especially if you completely did not deserve them, Elgato. But yes, to repeat myself, this is a very fun game. I don't mind playing it, but at the same time, if you guys like don't want to look at a 10-year-old game, even though, I mean, this game is one of the greats, I can totally understand that. I'll play, you know, Ghosts or something. Although right now I'm out of Xbox Live, I'll renew that sooner or later, and then we'll get some gameplay again, as you guys have come to expect. You know, low quality bait from Tapwort. Oh, Qui will play as Yoda. I'm so excited for the third. Oops. Oh, Yoda is of course. I'm really excited to see Star Wars Battlefront 3. It is very, very cool. Well, cool looking. I of course have not played it, so who am I to announce that something is cool without, you know, being able to back that up? But it looks cool. The graphics look absolutely amazing. It could be one of the best looking shooters on Xbox One. I'm not going to say the best looking game because, you know, we have like racing games where graphics are a lot a little bit easier to do, because, I mean, even though there's a lot going on, it's just not as much as a shooter. Shooters, you know, they're very heavy on particle effects and stuff and lighting. Whereas racing games, in my opinion, and I'm not an expert in any way, but to me they seem like they're not as intensive graphically. Which, I mean, like I said, I could be completely wrong. It could turn out that, like, racing games are some of the hardest things to run, but, like, most racing games run, like, I think, I might be wrong, but I think that Forza might even just run at 30 FPS, but that's probably not right. I feel like there's no excuse for a racing game to run any lower than that. I know that The Crew, which is that racing game that came out pretty recently, only ran in 30 FPS, and that people were livid. Which is understandable, because it's a racing game. You want all those frames. You have to just see intel in as fast as possible, and you can't be expected to just, you know, make a hard turn or you know, react to someone coming speeding at you if you don't have the ability to. And one criticism I have about unrelated. I'm kind of ranting now just to save time, so whatever comes to mind I'll mention. Yoda seems way too small in this game. I don't think Yoda was actually this small. But then again, I mean, it is a LucasArts LucasArts game, so who would know better than, you know, the people behind the game. But I think capturing this last outpost will just about win me the game. That is assuming that I can keep my Yodi alive long enough to make this capture happen. But it's just really disappointing to put so much time in and keep having problems rendering. I think this is it. Objective complete. Let's see if there's something else I'm going to get, but I think this was it. There it is. Alright, folks. So like I said, I will look into it. I will get everything fixed, and as soon as I do, we're going to get some serious Let's Plays going. So, it's been great having you. Thanks for listening. It's been 11 minutes. Not 30, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Peace.
Drop the bomb.